Hey everyone, Daniel here and welcome back to another video. I hope all of you are having a great day out there. As always, here today, Big Digital Assets just went out and released new growth data for the month of May. And in this video, we got to cover exactly what was reported, the implications it has on the company's valuation, and exactly what my thoughts are on Big for the remainder of 2021. So if you end up enjoying this video and finding some value in it, please consider subscribing and let's get into it. First and foremost, this is essentially the report that we got this morning. Big Digital Assets subsidiary Netcoins announces monthly revenue hits record $1.95 million in the month of May. One very important thing we have to mention here before we keep going, when we talk about Big Digital, they have two main subsidiaries. One is Netcoins, that's a cryptocurrency brokerage currently operating within Canada, and two is Blockchain Intelligence Group. Now, Blockchain Intelligence Group is involved in the cryptocurrency security side of things, tracking down fraudulent activity within the blockchain and ranking the risk levels of certain transactions or addresses. That segment of their business isn't generating that much revenue right now. Currently, Netcoins is the main revenue and profit driver for Netcoins as a business. And when we look at potentially valuing them, the way I value them at the very least, take a look at what Netcoins is doing as a business and what Netcoins may be doing by the end of the year, and then consider Blockchain Intelligence Group as that cherry on top, to where if Netcoins can already make us money with Big Digital, Blockchain Intelligence Group is just that cherry on top. If it succeeds, absolutely phenomenal. But if it doesn't, it doesn't matter, because Netcoins already has that, strong revenue and strong cash flow, of which supports the stock's current valuation. But anyways, now that we got that out of the way, let's keep going here. Here are some of the main kind of points here from this most recent month. Monthly revenues hit a record high of $1.95 million. This is Canadian dollars, keep in mind. Big Digital reports all of their data in Canadian dollars, up 22% month over month. That's huge growth on a month over month basis. I mean, if a regular company grows 22% in a given year, that's great growth. But Big Digital, they just grew 22% month over month. And again, we'll put this into context in a moment, comparing it to past growth. Individual monthly transactions grew by 23%. Monthly active users grew 20% month over month, and trading margins continue to track above 1%. That's very good. When we look at trading margins, that's essentially the average commission that Big, or rather Netcoins, charges in any given transaction. So let's say I want to buy $100 in Bitcoin on Netcoins. On average, they take at least $1 in revenue from each $100 of transactions. So they take about $1 for every $100 in transactions on the Netcoins platform. They don't give us the exact amount, but we know it's at least above $1 or 1%. Now here's a statement here from the Netcoins president, Mitchell Demeter. Netcoins is very excited to have another record-breaking revenue month in the books. The revenue growth demonstrates our customers' ongoing commitment to Netcoins as their trading platform of choice and the platform they continuously recommend to their colleagues, friends, and family. This month, we welcomed a record number of new customers to trade with us, showing the true network effect of a happy customer base regularly trading the digital assets of their choice. In the months to come, we look forward to launching our mobile trading app and continuing to serve our customers with exceptional support. Now, when we talk about Netcoins and Big Digital as a whole, they have a lot of catalysts coming up, and I'm going to touch on those catalysts when we look at the company's potential 2021 valuation. But at least in this kind of paragraph here, we have a lot to uncover. First and foremost, the network effects when it comes to new customer onboarding. First and foremost, May is a record month in terms of onboarding. A record number of new customers, absolutely phenomenal. They've been, advertising a lot over the past couple of weeks and past couple of months, so it's great to see that paying off. We also see them expanding with that network effect, where the more people that come on to Netcoins, the more people are incentivized to use their referral program to refer their friends, their colleagues, their family members, and you have that network effect to where as the user base grows, more people start referring their friends, and that kind of continues, which is great from that perspective. And also the mobile trading app. This this is a big catalyst. Having an actual app is very big, as it's almost needed at this point when trading cryptocurrencies or trading stocks. For me personally, at least, I need to have an app, right? I want to be able to check my stocks or my cryptocurrencies at any point during the day. With a desktop app, you are limited to a certain extent, and when you have a phone, when you have an app, it's so much easier to do so. Now, one of the big things that we do have to watch with the launch of this mobile trading app, Netcoins has succeeded in a major way in providing a product that is very seamless to use, that is easy to use and customer friendly. Now, with the app, I really hope they end up doing something very similar to that, where it's very simple, easy to trade cryptocurrencies. As you know, when you try showing someone that doesn't understand cryptocurrencies Binance, they're going to be confused out of their minds. What Netcoins has done is provided a very easy experience for a lot of new investors in cryptocurrencies to, invest in Bitcoin, Ethereum, or other, I think they have 7 or 8 different cryptos. And, they have that easy process that I really hope they continue doing throughout the app, and also having a mobile trading app that puts you on the App Store, the Google Play Store. If enough people end up downloading Netcoins, they'll get listed on the top charts, the top rankings. Once that happens, that's pretty much free advertisements, as when people do scroll through potentially the finance section of the App Store, they'll see Netcoins there. They'll, potentially read up on what it is and potentially download it that way, which is essentially customer onboarding without any, costs involved that potentially are involved through referrals or TV broadcasts or advertising on websites. When it comes to the App Store, this is a major catalyst that we have to watch, and it's great to see them potentially expanding into that area within the coming weeks. So this is essentially what Big Digital here announced this morning. Now let's go ahead and try and value this company based off of, May data and potential projections looking out for the remainder of the year. First and foremost, let's take a look at the current valuation here. The fully diluted share count at the company is 270 million shares, fully diluted. Multiply that by the current share price of around $1.92. Again, this is all in Canadian dollars. You want to keep the currencies the same when running your models. And, when we look at the price to sales ratio, it's, the same for whether it's the OTC Big Digital stock, BIGG.CN, or whether it's the, Big Digital listed on the Canadian Securities Exchange under ticker symbol BIGG.CN. Anyways, fully diluted share count of around 270 million shares, multiply that by the share price of around $1.92, and you get a fully diluted market cap of around $517 million. Now, let's take a look at what Big Digital or Netcoins did here in the month of May. Around $1.95 million in revenue for that given month. What we've seen over the past couple of months, you really have to kind of take out March in this scenario, is we've seen major growth when it comes to Netcoins, when it comes to customer onboarding, trades processed, and thus revenue. We've seen major growth. Now, what we're doing with this model first and foremost is taking a look at Big Digital's valuation based on their most recent report, which in this case is May, $1.95 million. If we annualize that, we get roughly a yearly revenue run rate of $23.4 million and a price to sales ratio, if you divide the market cap by the yearly revenue run rate, of around 22. When I value my companies, I like to look at yearly revenue run rates, especially with these high growth companies like Netcoins or Voyager Digital, which are growing significantly month over month. Some companies don't even grow 20% year over year. These companies are growing 20% month over month, which, it kind of shows the importance of not looking at past data. You got to look ahead. You can't value big off of what we saw in January. You got to look forwards. Now, anyways, in May, $1.95 million, that gives us roughly a price to sales ratio of 22. And, when we look at big, there obviously are certain, cryptocurrency exchanges valued at cheaper valuations, but we do have to consider the fact that Netcoins has a lot of catalysts for growth when it comes to revenue over the coming months. They're also a very profitable business. They've had growth in the past. And, I just want to go through these in a moment here, but, when we look at a 22 price to sales ratio, although that is a little bit expensive at this moment, I'm willing to pay that for the reason of future growth, looking out for the remainder of 2021, and that's what we're going to do right now. So when we look at full year 2021 and my potential expectations for that, it's actually pretty interesting. Here I've listed all the data that we know of from January to May, and what we have here moving forwards, I chose a compounded growth rate month over month of 25% for the remainder of the year. Now, when we look at this kind of valuation here, there's two ways we can look at it. One, looking at total revenue for 2021, and two, looking at the revenue run rate of which Big Digital will be at by December. So we're going to look at these two different scenarios here, come up with two different potential scenarios, as they are a little bit different, to come up with potential price targets for the end of the year. So obviously using 25% month over month, that's kind of the middle of what we've seen from January to May. What's very interesting, and this is something we need to know, Netcoins currently only operates in Canada. They're not in any other country like the United States or Europe. And this is very important, as when we look at Canada versus the United States, or even just California in population, California alone is bigger than all of Canada. And when we look at the population of the United States, it's right around a factor of 10x larger than Canada. So when we look at the amount of growth they've experienced throughout Canada and the amount of growth they'll continue to experience, we do need to consider that expansion into the United States and into Europe, which will come in the coming months, will provide a big area of growth for Netcoins moving forwards. And obviously that's one of the reasons as to why I think we'll be able to maintain this 25% growth rate month over month, even if we do have these outlier months like May and March where we don't necessarily grow that 25% plus. If something, I think 25% may very well be conservative. I just want to take you guys through some of these scenarios. Once the Netcoins app is launched, that opens up another huge total addressable market in terms of new customers. We look at being the first fully licensed cryptocurrency exchange within Canada. That will be big and will allow them to list more coins on the platform. And as we know, with a company like Voyager Digital, they saw an increase in altcoin activity over the past couple of months. Once Netcoins allows trading of coins like potentially, Dogecoin or other smaller coins, they generate much more revenue off of each transaction because it's much easier to take a larger spread from something like a Dogecoin, which let's say you take 1 cent from each transaction from Dogecoin, which trades maybe at 40 cents, that's around 2.5% off of each transaction, and obviously pushes up that average revenue generated per trade to a significantly higher level. So, becoming that exchange, that will be big. Listing new coins, that's, kind of two main tailwinds with, more revenue per transaction and also more customers coming to the platform because, the more coins you have, the larger your potential customer base gets. You also have, expansion into the United States and Europe, which will open up a much larger market for them over the coming months and over the coming years. And you also have Blockchain Intelligence Group, which isn't priced into these models here. So you have all of these different things happening to Netcoins and to Big Digital over the coming months and over the coming years, to where I think there's a strong likelihood Netcoins could do over $9 million in revenue for the month of December, rather. And when we add all of this up, we get potentially around $43 million in total revenue for full year 2021, putting the price to sales ratio using 2021 numbers at right around 11 to 12. Now, what are my thoughts on this? I think cryptocurrency brokerages like Netcoins, like TechX, or like, potentially Voyager should be trading at a price to sales ratio of 15 to potentially 20, given their very high profitability and operating margins of well over 50%, obviously once they scale. When we look at Netcoins, their price to sales ratio is going to be skewed. Why? Because they've been experiencing growth throughout the year and will continue to experience growth throughout the remainder of the year. They're going to probably do 10x the revenue they did in January in December alone. And because of that, when we factor in January into our full model, it really does skew the price to sales ratio. So I think one of the better ways to value a company like Netcoins or any very fast growing company is by using the current revenue run rate, the same way we did for May. So let's assume by December they get to a revenue run rate of over $9 million a month. Again, I think this is very highly likely given their expansion of their platform into not just new innovations and new products and new sectors, but also into new countries and new territories with Europe and the United States coming alongside that. But anyways, if we multiply around $9.2 million by 12 months, we get around a yearly revenue run rate of $111 million, which if you divide the market cap by that, you then get a kind of like a run rate price to sales ratio of around 5. Now, that is where I think I see the opportunity with Big Digital, and obviously, we're paying a bit of a premium now. But, you know, potentially by the end of the year, if they manage to continue executing and continue growing their platform, I see a path for this share price to potentially 3 to maybe 4x by the end of the year, as long as they execute on their goals and on their visions. Keep in mind, one of the biggest caveats to all of this is perception. How will Wall Street value cryptocurrency companies like Big Digital by the end of the year? Are they going to value them based on 2021 numbers? Are they going to value them based on 2022 numbers? Are they going to use the current revenue run rate potentially by December? These are all questions we have to ask ourselves. If they use 2022 numbers to value this company, man, this could very well be a 5x plus stock. If they use the current revenue run rate, just like we mentioned, very likely this could 3 to 4x by the end of the year. And if they use revenue for potentially the full year, which in my opinion is turning a blind eye to potential growth, you get a potential upside that isn't as significant, potentially a 2x in my opinion, if they do end up valuing it in that scenario. But when we look at Big Digital right now, I see a scenario where it's a stock, maybe not valued the cheapest, but it's got growth. And by the end of the year, I think this will be a stock trading at a significant discount if they do end up not moving in share price. As long as the fundamentals continue to grow, I'm looking forward to see this one continue growing. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you appreciate this content, please consider subscribing, and see you all in the next one. Bye.